are these people?
In these days of global disaster, all the money disappears with the fame. I'll say what I want and burn my masters. And I suggest you do the same. Hear my words, but don't breathe the air. You and I needn't speak to share. I'm so sick of the waiting now. I feel sick, so I'm laying down. Hear my words, but don't breathe the air. You and I needn't speak to share. I'm so sick of the waiting now. I feel sick, so I'm laying down. Alright, I won't name names, so he won't call legal. We'll call him Bo Jiden, and he killed Glass-Steagall. He's on the trail, off the rails, profits over people, but I won't call him a Nazi, cause I haven't seen his eagle. But I have seen his equal, and he just left the White House. I've seen his equal, and she lost the fight twice now. I've seen the evil in a man who'd shake the hands of workers, knowing they've been slaving for a feeble wage and little purpose to keep afloat his bloated lifestyle. All to keep us focused on our phones in the meanwhile. You see, if I'm a broken record, this has been a time trial. But I will not go quietly into the future I'm supposed to hand to my child. I will not politely hold my tongue when I see voters in the web of suppression. So I'm about to burn the list of things we shouldn't mention. Alzheimer's causes bouts of both confusion and aggression. Sentences that fall apart and paper thin patience. Well, I have not spent the past 4 years practicing critiques only to need them for the next administration. And yeah, part of me would love to vote for Trump to really stuff you Biden diatribe junkies who would tie us to a chair to watch him push out Bernie Sanders, say he needs to just accept the loss and have your little celebration. Fuck, I don't know about you, but I got too much love for this misguided nation. So I can't take another president who treats the world like he's a wealthy tourist, just too good to talk to all us Haitians. My only choice should not have to be trading one president who chews the Achilles heel of race relations, plays up all our prejudices, fears, and darkest motivations, for one who also hands us over to the corporations like we've all been sex trafficked. And I wish that was exaggeration, but it's part nightmare, part fascination. It's mostly fascists saying we're a Christian generation, while they got the funding made to lift you out your station, while you miss your shift at your third job because you can't afford your medication. And now the pain of your mobility is tied into the need to keep afloat and keep your family just the side of devastation. And here's the catch to immunization. You might get to have a say in what they give your baby, but in 20 years your baby better be prepared to pay right through the nose to be inoculated. And so don't you be surprised when all your insulin is confiscated, because someone found a buyer who's prepared to hike the price up even higher. And if you land in a coma, just as well, because you're out the conversation. You're not around to stage a demonstration. You're not around to protest human rights being eliminated. Not around to protest all these voters being silenced and intimidated. Now maybe you can hear it in my intonation. One man's revolution is another's renovation. One hand better wash the other or it's amputated. Christ, I hate to be so black and white, but gray has led us straight into the mist and now the lamp is faded. And I don't think that we have very long before the night is falling, quicker than anticipated, quicker than the stocks crashed, quicker than your IRA was withered and emaciated. So why obey the men who saw the crisis that they orchestrated? Why are we so pleased to see a corpse get up and speak that will ignore the way the corpse debated? That he spoke in fragmented misinformation, and that he tried to make an honest man's mistake out of a fabrication, and that all the major networks eat it up and tolerate it. So whose side are they on if they can point it out in Trump but act like they don't see it in the man they want to call our savior? Who keeps paying you to do such sick, dishonest labor? Oh shit, we do? No shit, me too? Everything you buy will find a way to own or eat you. Companies that feed you fund agendas to defeat you. Strip your wits away, rip your wick away, ultimately put you in a place to have to loot to feed your kid today, then detain and beat you. How is such an obvious process not see-through? At least not without a UV light. This year will purge our liberty with zero end in sight. So if you can't cast a vote, it gives you hope about our plight. If you pick up the pen, but in your heart it isn't right, think about the millions going hungry every night and have the guts to write in Bernie or have the guts to fight. Hear my words, there's no time to spare. We killed democracy, it's rotting in the square. And with its last breath, it cursed the very air with the toxic miasma of class warfare. Convulsions are brief. It seized for a minute, then it ceased to fidget. It was just deep sleep in a city-wide gibbet. A lot of sweet nothings like the rations we were given. A film crew followed them into the city limits to document the distribution. A little piece of human interest in the mass confusion. Some nice shots of a clean white van and neighbors helping neighbors with their clean white hands. Never mind the boxes being empty like the cans. Never mind a photo op that didn't feed a single man. And this is nothing you could blame on one single man or his supporting an immoral horde of sycophants. We set the stage, we lit the play, we gave the man a script, we highlighted every line he had to say. We're only in this boat because we chose to sail away. We didn't core out the decay, we let it spread. And then we watched the nation warp into the noxious dictatorship it is today. We made conditions perfect. It's almost like we want it this way. Hear my words, but don't breathe the air. You and I needn't speak to share. I'm so sick of the waiting now. I feel sick, so I'm laying down. Hear my words, but don't breathe the air. You and I needn't speak to share. I'm so sick of the waiting now. I feel sick, so I'm laying down. Laying down.
Who are these people?
Wait, turns out I have something else to say. But words have let us all down. We are in the waste now. If we choose to lay down, let them bring our wage down. Nancy, once you face down, pray. If you find resilience in your faith, 'cause it's on all of us to lead the way. It takes all of us to lift the weight. We were told it's normal and required that we suffocate. Wait, 'cause I will not be carried to my grave in perfect health and perfectly awake. The earth is not the sweetest of escapes, but the surface is a merciless, purpose-sicken place. Don't stay. Tell him that he doesn't have to stay. Hold his hand and let him slip away. There is nothing here that's worth the wait. Nothing good is waiting in the wings. Don't stay. Oh, don't stay. All our lives just frozen in time, frozen in time. Only so much shown through the just frozen in time, frozen in time.
Who are these people?
Lights raise on a table of senators inking a sale of arms, slipping in footnotes, funding incentives to put those crops in the garbage and pay the farms. And in bursts a mother with babe in arms, who can't pay rent or a grocery bill with her faith or charm, and they tell her, save your charms, save the sob story for those who can help you. Our hands are tied to the puppet strings lifting our arms. This is the crop that we reap when we vote on the promise of peaceful sleep and a reduction of harm. These are the promises gone into hiding when Biden decides to walk back a reduction of arms. We are the people left shouting on mute because we dared to sound the alarm. We tried decrying a crisis of homelessness, hundreds of people who used to be homeowners buying the farm. Biden was too busy patting us all on the back over shots in arms. We are the cattle they'll put out to pasture or lock in the barn, burn to collect the insurance, and then they'll just carry on. We can be sheep or be carrion. We can be meek or be clarion, haunting the ground we were buried on as we make the sound of the great beyond, echoing back to the chamber where all of those tireless senators stayed till dawn, drafting provisions, improving the living conditions of only constituents riding their crisis out down in their summer house, sipping on Avion. I follow a man named Jatavion. He got pulled over and he made it home, but he knew it was almost the day that we don't want to come, but we all know will come and we're all sort of waiting on. The day that they snuff out your flame and explain they mistakenly thought that the safety was on. Half asleep and half mass hysteria. And back at the table, the senators label the final draft Project Valerian with the subtle approach of a botched cesarean, dressed in the suits that their hideous final forms were born in and will likely be buried in. Close your eyes, eat your news, chew your valerian. 2024, you'll be voting for either the Kamala bot or an outright Aryan, and they'll warn you democracy's up in the air again. But how many men will we see by then with an officer knelt on their neck while they're gasping for air again? And the pig on their back is a dog of the state whose purpose is just to attack, and he knows that fact, and it makes him invincibly arrogant. Rabid as all of the fascists you train in your barracks and garrisons, timeless indeed, like the Christian need to dehumanize those that they view as beneath them, same old song that we sang to the Saracen. And you were today years old when you learned that for all this time, we were the actual terrorists. We were the source of those flawlessly crafted disparaging narratives. We have sent presidents here and abroad into absolute power or off to meet God to arrange all these corporate marriages. I was mistaken to call it tradition. This is American heritage. This is the land where they lighten your language, pick apart all your paragraphs, gut every lyrical leverage. Smaller than all of those flecks of valerian they set adrift in your beverage. Each word I write that tries shedding some light on the pig they portray as a presidential paragon. Every word I write regarding Biden, he whose sable arms, blacker than the purpose of the warships in the naval yard, orchestrate our fate to try to sate the thirst of Raytheon, blacker than the water that we used to flood Iraq and trickled into Libya so Hillary could open up a nice global slave bazaar that we'll return to sack and pat ourselves all on the back because we liberated Libya. The slaves are gone. But what we didn't know until today was that all of the slaves that we said that we saved are really on a plane and we're halfway to Gitmo. We interrupt this story due to Kamala arriving in her limo with her Timbs on, and that's all your need to know info. This is a historic day, and you can say you saw it with the last of all your energy because you were busy starving, staring at the roast that the senators were carving to celebrate a bill that faced no opposition in Congress. To cut back your heat and your lights at a time when the nights are their longest. And if you don't know the tune that they're singing by name after the grave, the Saracen can tell you what the song is. They'll tell you that it's loudest where the smell of the valerian is strongest. Where they turn around and make an arms deal after promising an armistice. Where the workers get the wall and the scabs solve stoppages. Take it up with Congress and their fortified offices blocked by riot cops who'd love to stand on your esophagus because that's what they've been training for and told equates to competence. You brought it on yourselves by refusing your valerian. You brought it on yourselves when you hesitated giving us your child for experiments. You brought it on yourself by denying your family exposure to all our new variants. You brought it on yourselves. It's American heritage. You brought it on yourselves. That's American heritage.
Who are these people?
You know, if I was making a greatest hits playlist, what would it have on it? And this is definitely one. This song came together super fast while I was boiling water for some macaroni for my kid. I made this beat and I recorded this sample and started writing lyrics. This is Sunday Morning 40. We're 40 Sunday mornings out from normal and the world is not the same. You said you waited for a warning, but the warning never came. Don't shine a light in my face. See, Nancy's gonna cut you a check too late. 2 years after your funeral's paid, 2 years after the grave, she'll be a little stronger for all of those dollars she saved. Watching you wake, watching you cling to your family, slipping away. Watch her do nothing but pray. Watch her condemn the Republicans, take them to brunch and then shrug it away. Now watch us be outraged half of a day, then pick a new hero to face our leaders and think they could beat them. Playing the game they played since Pelosi had real human blood in her veins. They're all one and the same, sold off stocks and they all maintain that the risk was benign and the virus was tame. Flash forward in 40 Sunday mornings, fade 250,000 people in its wake, and a cruise ship sailed today. So motherfucker, don't shine a light in my face. No. Wait. We're 40 Sunday mornings out from normal and the world is not the same. You said you waited for a warning, but the warning never came. Don't shine a light in my face. You said you waited for a warning, but the warning never. And that's Sunday Morning 40. Indy, I think you're muted, bud.
No, that was good. I meant to, but yeah, Sunday morning number 40, by the way, is we start every, how do we miss that? With Sunday morning number 40? Just because it's Sunday and I love doing the Nancy Pelosi, good morning, Sunday morning. That's just so good.
Watching her reboot talking to George Stephanopoulos was just the funniest thing, just this hard reset.
Oh, with the blinking and everything. Like yep. Somebody had to reboot the machine.
Yep.
Brutal.
All right.
What we got?
We're warmed up. Let's do it. So yeah, Town Hall. That was the first one, man. That was the song. I put that up and I all of a sudden was like, let's see what people think of this. Let's see if people get on board for, you know, this was a 7 minute political song. And people did. And that, all of a sudden I had Twitter friends that thought the way I did and like agreed with me on stuff. And it was just the most reassuring, like, okay, well, what do I want to do next? And then song after song started happening and here we are.
Who are these people?
I was a huge, like, little Jesse fucking would fight you to the death over Lars being the best drummer alive. Like 10-year-old Jesse would not be swayed. So when the S&M album came out, I was like diehard Metallica kid, and I just ate that record up. And I always loved this song. So yeah,
It's
here
a
we go.
great
This is No Leaf
American
Clover.
tradition.
And it feels right this time, on his crash course with the big time. Pay no mind to the distant thunder, new day fills his head with wonder, boy. And it feels right this time, turn around and found the right line. Good day to be alive, sir. Good day to be alive, he said. Then it comes to be the soothing light at the end of your tunnel. It's just a freight train coming your way. Then it comes to be the soothing light at the end of your tunnel. It's just a freight train coming your way. Said it feel right like this. All the pieces fall to his wish. For that quick reward, boy, suck up for that quick reward, they said. And then it comes to be that the soothing light at the end of your tunnel was just a freight train coming your way. Then it comes to be that the soothing light at the end of your tunnel was just a freight train coming your way. It's coming your way. It's coming your way. Good day to be alive, sir. Good day to be alive, he said. And that's No Leaf Clover.
Who are these people?
This is called the Oil Baron Rescue Plan.
Hmm.
It couldn't have been me, sir. I was front row in my AOC t-shirt, foie gras sucking on a press release, sir. My head down, fourth shot, good little sheep, sir. Sit down, sweetie. The adults are gonna speak first. They trust the science and they're terrified of research. Here to thank our healthcare heroes they've been feeding to the burnout, feet first. Until suddenly they dip mid-shift, take a header off a bridge. Such a shame, they were really such a sweet nurse. Now they'll never get the card and the cold slice of pizza meant to thank them for their teamwork. Now they'll never get the baggie full of Chex Mix, which would be the one reward they'd see for all the moms they had to intubate, and countless cries of grief since we've been haunted by the specter of the C word. Now all the applause for our healthcare heroes rings a very hollow note because we played it out like Freebird. See, add the ones and zeros, and our fragile checks and balances are checks for all the wealthy who have such unholy talents that we think it's patriotic that we've all got zero balances. And re-elect Pelosi so she'll face our toughest challenges. which is analogous to water for a drowning man. Nancy disregards our impoverished with a spiteful and dismissive little waving of her withered hand, because 500,000 freezing on the streets is Biden's winter plan. And I bet you swore they told you you were voting for a different man. But really, all you wanted was a different man. It didn't make a fucking difference if he finishes the previous inhabitants' agenda and starts auctioning protected land. Biden's born to leap at any war a donor's check demands. And it turns out that you can't cure greed once it infects a man. Once they lose respect for human life and focus all their fucking efforts on the oil baron rescue plan. Honey, what are we to Hecuba or Hecuba to us that if she's starving, we should give a damn? Why should we be moved to tears if someone isn't eating? We won't even recognize that food is essential to our being. It's just us in fucking Israel who will not guarantee that food's a basic human right. Because starvation is our favorite tool of genocide disguised as sanctioned democratic healing. See, that's me in the corner, losing my religion, gouging out my eyes, and then dancing on the ceiling. And Jesus fucking Christ, what a feeling. That was my dryer, ladies and gentlemen.
Nice. Well,
right on the buzzer.
Nice.
Oh God, that was beautiful.
I was going to say that Lionel Richie would probably agree with you too, dancing on the ceiling, and we're going back to 80s and dating ourselves as Gen Xers.
Who are these people?
Okay.
La da 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 Last stand, I came to deliver. Been called a Clinton operative, a Russian, and a grifter. By libs awash in student debt and proud to be an intern. Sucking up to pigs who'll get a tax cut in the midterms. You cut the ties but never heal the wrist burns. Capitalist shackles wrap and penetrate like ringworms around the necks of those whose deaths will not affect the king's purse or the coffers of the company the king serves, who manufacture mandated tinctures. Their safety data hanging from a fixture, half a mile skyward, dangling from the rafters. My grift is sobbing till I'm cackling with laughter. I guess I would have made a decent actor. I'd be great at crying on command until they cut plus 40 minutes after. When the director waves a hand, it ain't a rap, it's now a legal matter. Sugar, my grift is weeping on the mic until I'm hacking up airstrike verses like it's bombs away and batter up. Swinging on these bigots, they keep killing us to fatten up. Kill the switch, eat the rich, I think they're finally fat enough. Just grab your knife and fork, the world is yours, just say you had enough. And if you're humpy, you can go ahead and laugh it up. Then tell me how the most important vote I'll ever cast is like the choosing of a bus, in that it might not take you anywhere you want, but no one can deny the fact the bus is now no longer where it was, and that's the kind of progress I should celebrate and trust. Spoken like a kid who never took a bus. Spoken like some piece of shit that used some cash to mask their stink and truly thinks they're one of us. Spoken like a terminally unserious person who equates our cries for rights to mixed up orders from a server. It paints a privileged picture of what you would label urgent if the worst thing you've experienced in life has been the time your waiter accidentally brought a tray of gold flake scallop when you clearly ordered gold flaked urchin. And now you're storming out the restaurant and hopping in your Tesla. You got 80 pounds of Tony Fauci merchant. Rewind to a change won't make you wait such a long line. Life's not just a way to waste your free time. Air that's fit to breathe is not a free ride. Free ride.
Rewind, 2 chains will make you wait in such a long line. Life's not just a way to waste your free time. Air that's fit to breathe is not a free ride. Free ride.
No, it's best to place your bets on weaponizing the identity of every limp progressive claiming grassroots integrity. Policy's a slippery slope for all of its complexity, so flex your brave resistance with this Ilhan Omar NFT. It's numbered 1 of 723, and each depicts her valiantly championing a bill before she lays it at a donor's feet. And she can throw her hands up in the air with AOC and say, if only Nina Turner could have voted present too, that's why we need another seat. We need some more progressives we elect to only tweet, who live to serve Humana, and their label of elective slapped on every patient's gravest needs. And every station plays the theme that medical professionals agree on the effectiveness and safety of injections authorized for this emergency. And in purely unrelated news, the profits of the ones who manufacture vaccines just increased by nearly 36 billion with a fucking B. Christ, sometimes it feels like we're the only ones that see. Sometimes it feels like all of us are lost at sea. And every time we think we see an island on the tip of the horizon, it turns out to be another measure making sure we're kept in the watchful eye of murderous authority. So I guess my grift is crying for the future they denied us, where the people who would buy us are a mockable minority. And we are more than genomes under warranty. We are more than serfs in constant quarantine. If I had a single breath left, I'd let the chorus scream that I denounce our leaders claiming none for all and more for me. None for all and more for me. None for all and more for me. Rewind, 2 chains will make you wait such a long line. Life's not just a way to waste your free time. Air that's fit to breathe is not a free ride. Free ride. Oh, rewind, 2 chains will make you wait such a long line. Life's not just a way to waste your free time. Air that's fit to breathe is not a free ride. Free ride. Oh, and that's the grift, folks.
Who are these people?
They won't let you go, let you leave, send you home. Wait, please say you know that what you need is what you owe, and they won't let you go, set you free, send you home. 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 Home.
I was close enough to smell the fire. Jesus took the wheel and then he kicked me off the ride. I was busy shouting at myself from in the crowd, about to throw down and drag myself outside. I had to give myself the business. If I show myself forgiveness, it goes right between the eyes. Was looking past my shoulder, never focused on the prize. I saw myself, turned and ran, stalked myself through burning sands, the better part of 40 nights. Found myself staring in the mirror, yelling, go into the light. I was in the rear view, staring at the highway, horrified. I was in the road ahead, arms wide, ready to be mummified. Gonna be the fella yelling how he's sick of always betting on his life. I'll also be the guy that brought the dice. Got half a dozen chambers and I keep an empty 5. Only needed one to break the ice. Only needed one to clear my mind. Only needed one to stop time. Only needed one to stop time. They won't let you go, set you free, send you home. When you say you know what you need is what you own, and they won't let you go, set you free, send you home. 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 I'll be the guy that brought the dice.
And that's Home. What you owed.
Who are these people?
This is called A Stroll Through the Ruins.
Let's take a walk, provided radiation's low and the weather's good. We'll take a stroll through where there used to be a neighborhood. I host a clinic called The Finer Points of Settlerhood. Wish I could say it brings a crowd. Oh, baby doll, doomsday went about as well as you said it would. And God, I tried to love the bomb and I never could. There's such a heavy bomb and the humid air of rotted wood. Wish I could clear the smoke and show you round. The meek will get the earth, though the earth will be long dead. The meek will gladly take what we can get. And when we meet the earth, if there's no earth to be found, well, we'll just join the poison in the ground. Oh, 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 the poison in the ground. The poison in the ground. Oh, the poison in the ground. Oh, the poison in the ground. Oh,
Oh, God, I love playing those songs.
these people?
This is a great experiment. Read my lips, brand new taxes, starving all the billionaires and neutering their Visa Maxes. Topple Congress off their axis, mobilize the homeless, give them access, call it praxis. Chop a couple limbs off the legislative branches. We'll show you the difference between air as a human right and guaranteed oxygen access. Octogenarians who barely know what day it is are calling countless citizens while sitting on a dais made of ignorance that was built on the graves of the slaves made to labor for its self-declared significance, and all to build a Congress full of millionaires who make their fortunes insider trading while they shit on all the indigent. So I got a bone to pick with our leaders, and I'll start with the ligaments. I'll pick right through the muscle, dig the marrow out, and serve it to the unhoused millions living in their minivans, watching their belongings get evicted out their tenement. See, I have a dream where we breach the walls of Congress and just let them in. And what happens next will survive in only text, because there won't be any evidence. There will only be that heavy kind of feeling that pervades a space where there had been a reckoning, and you can feel its remnants. Let any man who enters seeking power know that those who came before him suffocated on their eminence. That there once was a seal on the wall, but we quartered it and scattered all the pieces that it might prevent its semblance. And so we end the great experiment. We'll take all your billions, leave you 2 coins for the ferryman. Leave you drifting on a Dutchman, floating derelict among the wretched seraphim. For holy is the hand that wiped the land clean of those who pose as gentlemen. That's my time, honey. Cue the thunderclap and strike the theremin. So we end the great experiment.
Who are these people?
All right, here we go.
It's a single.
Maybe that's how it goes. We won't open our eyes, so we're the last ones to know. We're the last ones alive. Kept our enemies close. Wondered why we don't thrive while we're grasping at ghosts, counting backwards from 5, counting backwards from 5, counting backwards from 5.
Count back from 5. The theater on fire, the cast on strike. The studio stock starts taking a dive. The contract's tossed and they're gone with the tide. The heads and execs, their hands are tied. We can't pump this dreck and treat you right. But what do you expect from the industry type who survive by the leeching of bodies and minds? From those who original thoughts never seem to find. So they're gonna reboot ALF before your wages rise. And it gives cause to pause and reflect on the times. If they're losing control of their fools and their mimes, when all those obedient actors who grew their careers by averting their eyes are now holding the line, along with the authors of countless scripts that strengthen the hand of that corporate grip, squeezing our throats till we take the pen and we accept and consent to the corporate drip, till you're all up to date on your pharma du jour, till you got a healthy support for the war on your lips. And now you know that the advertisers need more than a rerun summer full of flashback clips. Enter the scans from the year before, all the days of de-aging and mapping the face, and the hours of actors recording their voices are links in the chains that will bind them in place. Now all of those shows are so easy to make. When they got a drone they control that needs no break, it can bend, it can break, and it's cheaply replaced enough up-to-date films all in one take. And those studios bank on us doing our duty, unhinging our jaws and digesting the fakes. 'cause they know that we'll love how synthetic it tastes. Watch as they edit your features without any trace. Not that there's anything you could do anyway. Now watch as they show you a movie of you saying shit you would never say. Dystopia boldly accelerates. Maybe you're only a mold, something to fill with a clone, something that Elon would celebrate. Something they own, something they program and code, something that's woefully able to know it's exanimate. 'Cause it doesn't feel touch over top of the laminate. You will not feel an emotion, but they will not scan and examine it. You and the other consumer contaminants fed on the federal diet of Kiev, Havana, and Tiananmen. I can't be the only one weighing the pros of abandonment. I can't be the only one weighing the pros of abandonment. Where did you think we'd go? Love, there's nowhere to lie. Guess it's not who you know, more it's what you can hide. Like we're chained to the floor, they're streaming us live while we're watching the war, counting backwards from 5. Counting backwards from 5. Counting backwards from 5. Counting backwards.
Who are these people?
Dust Better Days.
SWAT team took your neighbor today. Watch them as they walked him away. You told yourself extremists come in all different shapes. Met his eyes and lowered your gaze. But is it too late for us to ever change? And we're collecting the dust of better days. They're always watching us, but we're never safe. We're not meant to be safe, not meant to escape. We aren't meant to wake. Sheriff stabbed your daughter today. Pepper sprayed her twice in the face. Must have had good reason if he treated her that way. At least that's what they taught you to say. But is it too late for us to ever change? Once we're collecting the dust of better days. They're always watching us, but we're never safe. We're not meant to be safe, not meant to escape. We aren't meant to wait. Feds arrived and had you entertained. Said you'd made some posts they want changed. Chase you till you felt like you'd forgotten your name. Or life before they had you contained. No, life before they had you contained. SWAT team took your neighbor today.
And that's Dust to Better Days.
Who are these people?
All right, so here's a song that may or may not be inciting acts. This is called Militia Intent.
I didn't do it, I swear.
Rhetorical acts, I swear.
You can keep giving us nothing and think we're bluffing about coming for your heads. So I play civil if you wouldn't listen to 50,000 dead. And now we know our mission, we form a militia, make Congress a prison. So I play civil when all these dead won't make you listen.
What's more American than slaying your oppressors? What's more American than liberty or death first? See, I thought we were founded on abolishing the tyranny of those who would starve a village all to live empirically. And I regret that I have only one life to give for my cause now that I can see the cause so clearly. See, I want our leaders, regardless of party, to fear me, 'cause I will pick my targets and assassinate them lyrically. See, I will bring them out into the town square, hook them to the pillory and leave them there. And Hillary, I'll see you there. Hillary, I'll see you there.
Oh, you can't keep giving us nothing and think we're bluffing about coming for your heads. No, I play civil if you wouldn't listen to 100,000 dead. And now we know our mission, we form a militia, make Congress a prison. So I play civil when all these dead won't make you listen.
See, welcome to the fantasy of rhetoric. Welcome to the last of the free speech while we can get it. And I promise you can get it. All you corporate Democrats, second wave Confederates, GOP illusionists, and neo-Nazi bureaucrats. And Stephen fucking Miller, I will see you in the aftermath. When all the laws are dust and there's just moral justice after that. I would hunt you down through the wasteland if it comes to that. Just so I could rub you in the dirt like a cheap human Brillo pad. See, I can sleep fine when our beds are burning, Stephen, but I'll turn around and run into the blaze to get my pillow back. As long as I can lay my head down, I can live with that. I can deal with a little ash. See, I can feel like a little of the old me burn with the bad and the rest of my past. The old world where we all lived and we can't get back. The old world where you didn't give and you'd still get back. Where you could rake in 12 billion and give none back. Well, those days are behind us. The virus will kill all of that. Your wealth is behind us and kindness is meant for the past. Our leaders would bind us and starve us and call it a fast. A sacrament meant for their God that they garnish in cash. They feed it the poor by the hundreds, that's all that it asks. Its hunger is legion and people in need are all it will have. Our only chance is to starve it and watch as it turns on them.
giving us nothing and think we're bluffing about coming for your ends. Can keep giving us nothing and think we're bluffing about coming for your ends.
And that is Militia Intent, folks.
Who are these people?
Okay, here we go.
Go. Depop, I'll mute.
All right, Depop.
I guess this isn't such an awful place. Is that what you want me to say? You prove it's possible to sleep for days. Still think you're right here awake. The cost of living isn't much to make. God, it's so hard to say. And when they told you everything was safe, you safe. You safe. I guess this isn't such an awful place. Is that what you want me to say? You prove it's possible to sleep for days and still think you're right here awake. The cost of living isn't much to make, but God, it's so hard to save. And when they told you everything was safe, you were safe. You were safe.
Fresh off the masses, the brand new cancerous growth who has come here to vie for your vote. Come here to cry at the camps and to mourn at the shore for the bodies that float. Then it's back to their luxury home, couple security booths and a moat. Couple cigars, little less cargo, little booze and a soak. They just breathe in the steam and the smoke. They got pink salt, lavender, candles are low. Shit, when you do what you do, got a light in the low. And he got a life of his own. It's a sight to behold. Cause it's a lot to control, to decipher the code or to siphon the soul. See, the cost of a good night's sleep for the working elite is a bargain, no matter the toll. Worth any wager, and that comes straight from the mouth of the means to the goal that will swallow us whole. That's ripe for the picking if you don't mind mold, and you know I don't. Maybe we're pleasantly prone, maybe we're taking a licking, compliantly ticking and ticking and ticking, but never explode. See, I don't deliver the prettiest image, but damn if it isn't an accurate vision of a natural fission of rage at the system and abject heartbreak, patiently waiting for any who will listen. See, that little blue bird who is watching your words is a federal carrier pigeon. That's a Langley first. It's a patient observer who hears what it wants and is trained for the worst. So, you got nothing to hide? Well, they'll be the ones to decide that after they root through your purse, after they read all your texts, after they raid your apartment and confiscate all of its contents, conjure up evidence out of a beer on a wing on a prayer and malicious intelligence nonsense. Any presumption of innocence long since gone, right along with your comforts and constants. See, historically, first they will come for the communists. So why in the fuck would I say I'm a communist? Well, it might be I love my community more than the monsters of opulence who are holding us hostage, who are vomiting promises. Might be I'm all done seeing our pensions and benefits harvested. Might be I'm all done watching the populace being disarmed in the guise of an armistice. Watching a woman collapse on the floor who will rise no more. She gets wheeled out the door and you're next in line for the pharmacist. Shit, if you can get me to vote, it's a hard no confidence. But part of the charm of deception is politics wearing the mask of incompetence. See, it's all in the art of austerity, darling. It's all in the art of improvidence. Till home is as wide as your cubicle height and it's only as deep as your coffin is. Maybe I'm miles away from impatience, aching to break off the head of the snake where the capital lust, reptile brain in the margin of profit is. Like, off with his.
Guess this isn't such an awful place. Is that what you want me to say? You prove it's possible to sleep for days and to still think you're right here awake. The cost of living isn't much to make, but God, it's so hard to save. And when they told you everything was safe, will you save?
That's a good choice, chat.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Well done.
Jesse Jett. Depop Culture.
Not without its hiccups. If anyone noticed, I missed a line in the very beginning because
Yeah.
I was
I
still
did.
trying to figure out, like, what fucking, how do I do these chords backwards?
It messed you up a little
We
bit.
got it.
Yeah, you got a little
A little
flustered.
bit.
I was like, who caught it? Who caught it? That's all good.
Right.
That was good.
Who are these people?
Hear me now, love, for the 400th time. I'll be with you as long as I live. You know I'll take your breath if you just take my hand. Give all that's in me to give. No, you hear what I say, I will take you away on your whim. My darling, I think I choked on your waterfall. When laying my hands on you, I had a dream of a cannonball, and the splinters are lit in this room. And when the crash came suddenly, everything in front of me split into two. And now I dream of the waterfall that your hand might pull me through. Me now, love, for the 400th time. I'll be with you as long as I live. You know that I take your breath if you just take my hand. Give all that's in me to give. Won't you hear what I say? I will take you away on your whim. My darling, I think I choked on your waterfall. When laying my hands on you, I had a dream of a cannonball, where the splinters are lit in this room. And when the crash came suddenly, everything in front of me split into two. And now I dream of the waterfall that your hand might pull me through.
And that's Minx.
Who are these people?
I didn't have to wait for long, never had to change a song. I just sing it like a raised alarm and smile when you say I'm wrong. I can't even feign disarm, fake while you play the charms. And I don't know the page you're on, this is where you say you're wrong. Now's the perfect time for you to burn the bridge to self-forgiveness. Now's the chance, take a stand, stay your hand before you cast another vote for corporate interest. Another vote that chokes your hopes of owning your own home or opening a business. They love to say their hands were tied, the stars just weren't aligned for them to get their votes in line, see their promises delivered. But they killed it in an instant. Bills don't die by accident, they're all assassinated on behalf of the congressionally kismet.
by some lobbyists who see themselves as agents of clandestine fate, not fences in a prison. Dealing in the stolen goods of sleeping slaves, trading on the futures of their children. Betting on a spread of daily dead where every grave's creating profit by the millions. For some fascists lurking in the wings and all of their affiliates. And every Aetna Demigod our senators conduct their darkest dealings with. It really gets impossible to document or fingerprint, cause it isn't just a pattern of corruption, it's the very fabric making up the structure of this system that we're living in. So dash your hopes and down a margarita goes. You box the shadows, take a little nap, and then you get back in and swing again. But if that margarita made you sick, you probably wouldn't take a drink again. So if you're voting either party, honey, think again. I recommend you steel your nerves to never serve an officer, a president, a despot, or a king again. And mark my words, the day will come where we will rise and sing again. And if voting makes you sick, well, no one's forcing you to drink again.
Didn't have to wait for long, never had to change a song. I just sing it like a raised alarm, a smile when you say I'm wrong. And I can't even feign disarm, a smile when you play the charms. And I don't know the page we're on, but this is where you say you're wrong.
This is where you finally admit you weren't ignorant. You boldly voted Joe like an informed and blissful idiot. You chose to blur the parts of Biden you don't find the prettiest. Now you choose uplifting news and filter out the grittiest. But the truth is something coarse enough that even when it's hidden, it's apparent when you feel it on your fingertips. And I know it's hard to deal with from a distance, and up close the truth is hideous. But there's just no getting rid of it. You have to let it in, or it just worries at your skin in every moment, loud or intimate. Shake it off, for fuck's sakes. You don't have to celebrate or be so proud of progress by imaginary increments. You don't have to heap such constant praise on fucking villains, like their stillborn promises are honestly just isolated incidents, and not the product of the principle of privilege. Not intentional eugenics just by any other synonym. Covered up with desperate clusterfucks of rosy images, labeled plain by any other name except for what the fucking image is. So once you stare the page down enough, you'll spot the difference. One is red and one is blue, and that's the only truth, cause neither one delivers on the promise of deliverance. One is red and one is blue, and that's the only difference. The rest are isolated and imaginary incidents. One is red and one is blue, and that's the only difference.
It was a real touch and go there, folks, but we made it. That
Somehow
was Aetna Demigod.
It was Aetna Demigod.
Who are these people?
This is Echosphere.
Ooh, false alarm.
False alarm, I thought that help was here. But it was my own reassurance bouncing around 100,000 times in my own echosphere. If every time you speak you keep it off the record, consequently you can keep your record clear. And if you mute the speech that shakes your frail belief, you only seek to insulate your image and continue down the stream in the direction clout and credit steer. Directly from your mouth into am I the asshole or at its ears. And directly back into the greasy pockets of some Gates Foundation financiers. And then directly back into the frantic final thoughts of early trial Neuralink volunteers.
staring at the numb and mumbling vacancies where recently had been their peers. Half of whom are glitching with a memory stuck on pause, and half have zero fucking clue just who they are or why they're here. It's been said that fear is all we have to fear, but that was back before the Bezosphere condenser came along. Distilling concentrated fear that's diamond pure, crystal clear, oppressor strong and woven into every single article you read and song they let you hear. And then Elon heard that Jeff enhanced our fear by 86%, and he said, hold my beer. And not a single sheep among the herd would turn their head or say a word, cause they were all too busy begging for the shears, begging for the muzzle, happy just to guzzle, feed, and watch a screen for all their ears. Man, to each his own, can't afford a home, but they'll let you have your cozy little Echosphere, where there among your own devices you can break the seventh seal, overthrow the oracles and slay the seer. All the tomes were burned and all the lips were seared. Shut your eyes and all our lives just disappear. Now blink them twice. Welcome to your Echosphere. Welcome to your Echosphere.
Who are these people?
Okay. Yeah, let's do it. This is Redpilled.
I think I liked it better being blind, when I couldn't read between the lines. I couldn't see the cracks in the structure that lay bare before me the whole time. I think I liked it better back when I suspended disbelief and swallowed pride. Thought I knew the difference in the red from the blue, but they both bleed us so dry. Both bleed us so dry. My favorite songs don't hit the same way, cause I get to the end of a 4-minute track and I'm only looking back thinking, what did they actually say? So I try to sit down with my wife and watch TV, but I just see propaganda elevating the police in the simplest of sitcom banter. The tiny little altars full of offerings to corporate masters. Every well-planned wide pan shot of the name brand stocking up the pantry. Pull back one long tracking shot out to the garage to the logo on the Camry. Nice tight shot of the Camry. Close-up view of the Camry, slow pan up on the Camry, long slow zoom to the unmoving human who's up in the front with a tube pumping fumes to him straight from the back of the Camry. Ashamed he just could not provide for himself, let alone for his family. It's a blue pill mindset that spent 2020 making dance beats. I think I liked it better being blind, when I couldn't read between the lines. Couldn't see the cracks in the structure that lay bare before me the whole time. And I think I liked it better back when I suspended disbelief and swallowed pride. I thought I knew the difference in the red from the blue, but they both bleed us so dry. both bleed us so dry. Ignorance is bliss, which explains why a lot of us are so fucking happy. Quick to take the trip for all its trappings. Never one to ask what's up, what's going on, or God forbid what's happening. A lot of us would strap into the ride and spit right in the eye of the guy whose job it is to snap your fastening. See, maybe we're all born with that capacity. Maybe each of us comes standard with humor, compassion, malice, and audacity. Some of us are blind to the system, but some see it fine and say this is how it has to be. Some of us can stare wide-eyed at a nationwide human catastrophe and only offer platitudes and recipes. And God, I wish that I could tell myself nothing's worth obsessing past my everyday necessities. I wish that I could cry fake news over anything that threatened me, tune out our abuses and consume a little levity. Wish that I could offer up my son a smoother destiny. I wish I had some better lessons for how best to answer questions for the things I've been perpetually questioning. But I'm too busy looking at our leaders, wondering what I might be missing from their messaging. I'm trying to find the reasoning to let 250,000 people meet an early reckoning. And even though I know the truth, it's hard to swallow something that's so literally sickening. Hope is ever dwindling, COVID ever beckoning. Winter slows your breathing, but your pulse is ever quickening. Even though I know the truth, it's hard to keep listening. I'm done with my epiphany, my innocence is blistering. I'd like to think I'd taste the earth before I'd ever kiss the ring. Hard to speak the truth and harder still to keep listening. Sometimes I think I miss being blind, when I couldn't read between the lines. Couldn't see the cracks in the structure that lay bare before me the whole time. I think I liked it better back when I suspended disbelief and swallowed pride. Thought I knew the difference in the red from the blue, but they both bleed us so dry. Both bleed us so dry. And that's Redpilled.